Welcome to a very special Majora's Mask video, where I explain how to do this. Hopefully you're wondering what just happened. I'll start by explaining the general strategy used here, and then we'll look at the full video in some more detail. As part of its update routine that runs every frame, an actor that is displayed runs a draw function. For instance, the bushes shown in this video have a draw function located here. Each instance of a bush has a pointer to this location in memory. As part of updating that bush, the game will follow this pointer to the bush's draw function in its code. With SRM, however, we're able to hijack this pointer. Specifically, we can change the lower four numbers to whatever we want. This means we can redirect the code's execution to something that's nearby. Nearby, in this case, means we're limited to using other actors to form a valid instruction. Luckily, when Zora Link throws fins, their initial vertical and horizontal rotations are recorded. Each of these is 2 bytes over which we have full control, so together we can form whatever 4-byte instruction we want. This is what the modified flow of execution looks like in this trick. We use the instruction that we can generate with the Zora fins to jump execution to the file name. The file name is 8 bytes, which buys us 2 instructions. On the Japanese version, fortunately, the characters available to us when selecting a file name are enough to form 2 useful instructions. One of them is going to write to an address used for setting the next entrance. The other one needs to return execution to a safe place, so it jumps us back to the bush's draw function, and everything proceeds as normal. Going back to the video, I'm going to start by doing a heap manipulation setup. The main purpose of this is to allow the data that we write with SRM to line up with the bush's draw function. But in this case, it's also going to be important that the bush whose draw function we hijack loads into a specific place in memory. That'll be important down the line. You can see I have a number of memory addresses on screen. Some of them aren't going to make sense until the later steps of the setup, but they're worth paying attention to. So once the SRM is set up, we need Link to get a specific angle. Like I showed earlier, this is what's going to point the draw function to the Zora fins. And once we get that angle, we can load the next room. And if you pay attention to the bush draw function address, you'll see that the lower 4 digits of it changed to match Link's angle. The next thing that we have to do is use the Zora fins to write a jump command. But before we can do that, we need to free up some space so that the Zora fins load in the correct place. In order to free up that space, I killed a snapper. And now we're going to line up the precise horizontal and vertical angles that we need. I'm waiting a little bit here because the snapper dropped something that has to deallocate before the fins can spawn in the correct location. But now you can see that the fin vertical and horizontal angle are set, and they're set to form the command that we want. Now the fact that the bush is at a location in memory that ends with 5200 is important, because if you paid attention to entrance setter there, it was being set to 5200. Normally, when we play Song of Time, the game sends us to the cutscene map and plays cutscene 7 on that map. Because we're overwriting the address that sets Link's next entrance, we're instead sent to entrance 5200, which is normally the mountain smithy. However, because of the way the entrance table works, the non-zero cutscene value causes us to go to Termina Field from West Clocktown instead. And for the Termina Field from West Clocktown entrance, cutscene 7 is this one. Due to the way the Virtual Console emulator works, this trick is only possible on the N64, and is limited to the Japanese 1.0 and 1.1 versions because of the requirements on the file name. The setup I used here is just the first one that I was able to find. It's not meant to be optimal or necessarily even good for RTA, but FullGrownGaming and Imbued are already working on finding ways to implement this for any percent. This has been the first use of arbitrary code execution in Majora's Mask, and also the game's first credits warp. Hopefully, it's the first of many.